What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people?
Who are you people?
You people.
You people.
So, yeah. Hey,
Welcome to hour 2.
yeah, this is where it gets real fun.
So watching Hamill stutter a little bit because he
Yeah.
just had a dab.
Yeah.
And then James just freaks out. He's like, here's words in a sequence.
Yeah.
You looked so annoyed, like you wanted to hit a dog off of a counter or something. What was that? Calm down.
Yeah.
No, usually Hamill's the one that's like, hey, welcome. And
yeah.
Like he started and then he was having trouble, so I thought I'd help him out.
Yeah, but you helped him out in such an aggressive manner. It was unnecessary. You helped him out like when a kid is about to crash a car, so you fucking punch him and take the wheel. Like,
What's new with you, James?
Yeah.
I don't think anything's necessarily new with me.
That's a problem.
I'm actually reasonably glad. Like Michael and I are gonna go take like a long weekend spa, like massages, fucking exfoliations, hot tubs, you name it. Like take a week where we're not on the hook for anything. Like just get the fuck out.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the last time I took any kind of vacation that didn't feel like work. You know, like even traveling internationally, like you feel an obligation to be like, I'm in a foreign country for 8 days or whatever. Like, I got to do all these things because, and so it feels like going to the mountains. I want to see pretty mountain views. I want to get all my my body fucking rubbed out and just loosen up and de-stress and get it all out.
Why don't you make Michael rub you down during the week?
Because that's still work for her.
So
Why does it
y'all-
have to
so
be
all you
work
gotta
for
do
either
is
of us?
return the favor.
Yeah, rub each other down.
Oh no, of course.
That
And
way you
that's-
don't have to go anywhere
But
and do all that shit.
That's always a thing. But it's just like the idea that both of us can be in harmony without the other having to take some of that energy this way. That our energy goes somewhere else.
That's how you get harmony. You can't be in harmony being separate. Harmony is being together.
And I don't argue with that, but if you're constantly working in some way, shape, or form, however you want to define work, in order to create that harmony, there is sometimes where, hey, if we can both live in a different part of the Venn diagram as opposed to where they intersect, we're not doing like massages together. Like we've got it all where it's like we're going to be there together, but it's about our own little what we need out of a weekend. We can do it together but yet apart.
Y'all should put in some type of ad and see if y'all can't find a unicorn to take with you. Have some fun.
Unicorn?
Yeah, it's a girl that'll fuck you and fuck you as a couple for nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
No, I completely considered the idea because there is somebody that I know that would 100% do that.
Do it. At least introduce the idea. Say,
Oh,
hey,
the idea has been introduced. It is not necessarily all parties are not necessarily on board in that respect.
Oh shit! All you need is two parties that overrule the third.
I don't want to. As much as I want to talk about it, I'm not going to call this human out because there's
worry
people
about
in
it.
this room that know that people fucking going to listen to this and know.
Don't worry about
and I
it.
don't want to. I don't want to call that out because I don't want to fucking spoil it.
Oh, at least the idea's been introduced. At least it's been
For sure.
introduced. That's what you need. Some fun. That's real fun. Where you just throw some chaos in your life.
Oh, I'm going to kick myself for saying this, but
Don't say it then.
Oh yeah, stop.
You
Just
gonna
don't.
kick yourself. Don't
How about
say
those
it then.
Knicks? They're terrible, aren't they?
You like Jake. You like kicking yourself.
This isn't related to anybody here knows.
This month, he gonna find a way to say it. Look
Right,
at him.
just
He
foot
gonna
right
find a
in the
way.
mouth.
What?
He's a friend of a guy named Doug.
Name starts with a K. You know, with the limp. Shit like that.
I don't want to get no one in trouble, man.
It's all good. Dude, it's just I don't like that.
And he really likes butt stuff, but only when I do it.
Wow.
Like, not when his old lady does it, not when his other boyfriend does it, just me. And I don't know if it's because I have a small wiener or...
Wait, what?
What now? Small wiener. You lost me there.
I come across all these guys, man, and it's just they think they're supposed to be happy because they're doing all the things that society says that they're meeting our requirements.
Dude,
Society
it's a rough
says-
lesson to learn.
But it's like you can see it in their eyes though when they talk about their life. Everything's in order, but you look at them and there's no joy, there's no happiness, and
Yeah,
it's
man.
just like I'm this is it, and I'm just like, dude. And it's like they're not wrong, but they ain't right either. And it's hard to tell a person like, dude, what are you doing for yourself?
Here's an interesting thing I learned that I think actually could be useful for every guy in any relationship. Tell your girl what you want. If you want to say, hey, I want to fuck you and this other girl together, just say it.
I like how you completely moved on to a different topic, and then he's like, let's get back to this three-way.
No, he on the same path. He on the same path. I see. I know where he's going.
But there's an honesty because if you have the confidence to say that, you have the confidence to accept however that may come back. And if you're a girl out there and your significant other says that to you, entertain that idea. Find out why it exists. Start thinking about it. Thinking about like if that's what they want. If conversely, guys, if a girl comes to you and be like, I want to be fucking finger cuffed by you and some other dude,
Then you should totally Eiffel Tower with that dude.
you should at least try to get
by law.
yourself to a place that you feel
This is-
comfortable because that's a tough nut. It's like I don't want to see another dude's dick in real life also going into the same like meat casing.
What kind of
that I am.
world are you guys living in? I've never been approached with any of this shit.
No, but you have blown your load making eye contact with another dude, so you're halfway there.
Why? Wait, hold on, no. Why not, Jake? You've never been like
No, it just
curious.
No, it's just never happened. I mean,
Have you ever asked?
No, no.
What
no.
do you? Why do you expect that?
No,
happen?
I'm not saying it's wrong or indifferent or anything.
but I'm saying, like-
I'm not drawing a judgment. I'm just saying.
No. I'm saying like if you want things, if you like
Yeah.
these things, why haven't you ever asked for them?
I don't.
Right. It's a hypothetical.
Listen, I'm trying to learn how to fucking walk, and you guys you're yelling at me like, why aren't you running?
No.
yet? Start sprinting, bitch. I'm like, I'm just like, can I figure this part out?
need
Good comeback.
Now.
I gotta
That's
get
what I'm talking about. There you go.
I'm just saying that, like, you can be hypothetical about stuff, and there doesn't need to be anything behind it.
Yeah.
So even if you're with a girl for like 6 months and it's like going well, you can be like, dude, I'd love to have a fucking threesome with X.
Yeah.
And if, however she responds. But like, why are you afraid to be? It's one of the hardest things I've ever had to overcome is like actually expressing, I want all this other stuff, like
Not
and-
just you putting a dildo in my butt.
but also that.
Oh yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, once it's on the menu, it's on the menu.
Yeah.
I
It
mean,
may
just-
not always be in order. Like you might not always have it in stock, but you can ask.
It's
At a
in
season?
such high demand. It's on the happy hour menu.
It's the McRib of options.
Yeah, it's like a McFlurry shake. You can only get it for like a certain time of the year.
It's on the secret menu.
It's like it's ordering animal style, but in real life.
The McGangbang, which is a real thing. Which is on the secret menu. It's a real thing.
Wait, what?
On the McDonald's
It's like
secret,
a hot and crispy chicken sandwich and a McDouble, right?
basically, yeah, but they call it the McGangbang.
And they build it like Big Mac style, so it's like bun meat.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is you want from another human being. Ask them. All they can say is no. That's it. But
Correct.
Never-
And if it hurts them, then okay. depending, you
It's just their perspective. Trust me, there's somebody out there that want you to do to them what you want to do to them. You know what I'm saying? So you just
sorry,
gotta find that person.
I'm fascinated by the fact that the McGangbang is a thing. And Urban Dictionary, this is a tasty sandwich combination from McDonald's. Off the dollar menu, you order 1 double cheeseburger and 1 spicy McChicken sandwich. Split the double cheeseburger between the 2 patties and put the entire spicy McChicken sandwich inside the double cheeseburger. This originated from Daytona Beach McDonald's restaurants.
Yeah.
That's amazing, and
That's very Daytona.
if I
by the
ever
way.
go to McDonald's again, I'll order that.
Yeah.
And I'll actually order it as I want the McGangbang, and when they'll be like, "I'm sorry, sir,"
Yeah.
at least I know what to order.
Yeah, I told you before you Googled it.
Trust, I'm pretty sure there's other goofy motherfuckers that done done that same shit. They're like, oh, here's this fucking guy.
Okay.
Here's another one.
I worked at least 3 pizza places where they had pizzas that like only one person ordered. It was completely didn't exist on the menu. But like that one guy had ordered it so many fucking times that they finally just caved and started making it for him type shit.
Yeah.
Like people that put pineapple on pizza,
No, it's a lot of people put pineapple on pizza.
and they're all wrong.
It's just sweet.
Why?
Sweet
I like
savory.
pineapple on a good pizza, depending
Sweet
on the
savory.
pizza. You don't put pineapple on like a 5-meat pizza. You don't put pineapple on a lot of pizzas, but like a Hawaiian pizza with pineapple is fucking jet.
With roasted ham.
Yeah.
I
Also
still
legit
can't do
throw
it.
some jalapeno on there.
Yeah. It's a good call.
Now you're just getting out of hand here.
I'm a fucking savage.
Security.
son.
We used to have a pizza at a Chicago deep dish. It was a cheeseburger one. We didn't. They took it off the menu like 2 years ago. In this
But
one,
people would still order it, so they still
occasionally,
make it.
yeah. So we'd still make it occasionally, and I'd have to like blow off a fucking find a fucking like a laminated cue card and fucking blow the fucking dust off of it and be like, okay, this is how you fucking make this thing. And then you make it. Then I had one, and I was like, wow, this is actually pretty good. Like, but deep dish is like designed to make you fat. The fucking thing is just nothing but just cheese. It's so much fucking cheese.
And dough.
They
Yeah.
got these. They got some pizza, some place I had ordered pizza from. But they got like called mountaintop pizzas, and they're pretty much deep dish pizzas just on top. They're not deep dish. They're just stacked on top. And I looked at it, and I'm like, this looks kind of crazy. So they have like, it's the mountaintop, and they have like the something else. But that was still stacked up. I'm like, God damn, what was the fucking mountaintop? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it has to be absurd because when I got it, it was probably like that much toppings on top of the fucking crust, which is just a lot.
Have you had a mountain pie?
I think that's what it is.
Like Bojo's,
Yeah, Bojo's, that's what it was.
where the crust is like what goes around is like fucking 2 inches, 3 inches
No,
in diameter,
the
but
one
it's
I know what
fucking-
they have, but the one I had was just regular crust, but it was piled on top. But I guess that's what they're known for, is that they pile their shit high on top. That's why it's called mountain.
Yeah,
whatever.
you order it by the pound.
Yeah, exactly.
Your pizzas are
I'm
by
like, this
the
is
pound.
ridiculous. It was good. Don't get me wrong, but I'm like, this is just too much toppings.
So anybody that's out there listening, that because coming from New York, pizza is there's one kind of pizza. Everything else is like kind of a weird abomination. Okay, that's
What
like
is the one kind of pizza?
no,
Thin
it's-
foldable?
The thing is,
yeah,
this
it's very crispy crust, but it's thin, but it's not cracker.
I've also had like Manhattan style, like like gone to a fucking bodega in Harlem a couple of times. I was in Manhattan doing some stuff with some friends. They're something about their fucking pizza is just the best. I don't know what the fuck it is. I can't explain it. It's a feeling.
It's
so
the water.
Maybe it's the water.
Well,
I don't know,
they
but
No,
say
it's the
that.
water in
Yeah.
the dough. That's what they say about bagels too.
it's fucking amazing.
They do say that, but I think
Yeah.
I've gone down this hole many times. I don't know. I think it's because pizza and maybe even the bagel industry in New York, the way that the pizza industry started, it was always like there was John's, there was Lou's, there was Luigi's, there was like 8 pizza places and they all come from one family. And the eldest son would always take it over, and if the second son or second family member, they had to be at least 50 miles away and start their own pizza parlor.
Yeah.
So that's where you get the, like in Connecticut, you get that Bridgeport style, like Pepe's and stuff like this. Those were the second borns of this like thing
These
in New York.
East Coast pizza dynasties.
It really is. Like, it's fucking weird. It's a thing I didn't learn till well after I decided that this was amazing pizza. I've had other amazing pizzas, and when you talk about like Bojo's, and there's another big one that's up in Winter Park that's fucking amazing. But the idea that they make this incredible like crust with a thin pizza that they pack, and then you eat the crust as a dessert, not just like. The crust has enough flavor. You dip it the fucker in honey. Like they give you honey. And it's great. It's fucking great. It is the furthest thing I've experienced from New York pizza. It is also fucking great.
Yeah.
Deep dish pizza. I've had great ones, but I haven't had the one where I'm like,
I love a good
This is
Detroit style
right. A Detroit square style.
where everything is glazed on the ends.
And
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never had one, and I've heard wonderful things.
Dude, it's basically Little Caesars if it was good.
I had St. Louis style pizza. Has anybody here had St. Louis style pizza?
I'm
It is-
fat. I've had all the pizzas.
This is the greatest. This is like, as a pizza lover, if you love pizza, you'll be like, that ain't pizza.
Yeah.
It is. They take saltines and they crush them up and they add a little water and reconstitute that into a crust. One. They use a cheese called Provel, which is a synthetic cheese that has certain properties of both mozzarella and provolone. But none of it is either
And
of those things.
plastic.
Very much so. And they put this on a cracker crust with all of these things, and then they cut it Greek style, which is grid form.
Yep.
It's the way. It's like melting mozzarella and a little bit of tomato sauce onto a Ritz cracker, but it's presented as pizza. Weirdest thing I've ever eaten. Didn't hate it, but I hesitate to call it pizza, like as I've ever known it.
What determines the
I've had some
pizza?
Indian
that's the
food that was
problem.
weirder.
Like, if you call it a pizza, like having been to Italy, and then you also go to other places in Europe that call it pizza, and every pizza's super different. It's basically a flatbread with cheese and toppings is
Yeah.
basically what pizza is. But reconstituted saltine crackers with a cheese that only exists in like 4 zip codes on the planet with other traditional ingredients is a weird interpretation.
Dude, I come from the the land of weird food. Like, they made fun of us on TV, actually.
Where?
What did you make? What's,
Fucking upstate New York.
what's weird? What's,
Oh yeah.
No, just like we're really big in like we've like, but only specific to there. Like there's this
Like
thing called
what?
there's a dish called chicken riggies,
what
and
is
it's
that?
basically just it's a pasta dish with like what's that called rigatoni noodles, and it's like it's got a bunch of shit in it. Like it's just a bunch of shit like Alfredo and this shit called California sauce and pepper. It's just basically like a garbage plate of pasta. And then they make it. That's like but it's specific
You mean
to.
jambalaya?
It's kind of like that, but
Right.
It's like kind of specific.
Oh
to
no, he
yeah.
described a casserole.
Yeah, like half moon cookies and shit.
well, like who
Yeah.
else has hot browns?
Yeah,
Or fucking where else in this country do you find scrapple?
What's that?
Yeah, what is that?
Scrapple is when you run a pig through a slaughterhouse, there are bits of meat that just fall off.
Sure.
Right? Reconstitute that into a thing that is one step lower than Spam. And you make that into a patty and throw it on a sandwich with some cheese and whatever. And that's scrapple. And then a hot brown. Well, okay, so scrapple is the thing. Hot brown is a sandwich made with that thing. Because you can't describe the meat because it's just brown meat.
it's kind of like how they make generic cigarettes. They like sweep the floor after they make like the first round, and then they put that all together, and voila, there you go. Here's your Pall Mall, or your GPCs. Remember those?
I do not. I used to smoke these menthols called Monies.
Yeah.
That's all they were called, man. Like the front of the box, like where the lid is or the flat part.
Yeah.
There's a white box, and it just had the green Cash Money S on it with the 2 lines across it.
Nice.
And then the top of the box just said Monies, like MONY or AEYS,
Yeah.
not like IES.
Yeah.
Just Monies. And then like on the side it said menthol, and then on the bottom it had the Surgeon General warning.
Ah, nice.
I was like, these are legit.
Scrapple, also known by the Pennsylvania Dutch name Panhas or Pan Rabbit, is traditionally a mush
Oh, fun.
of pork scraps and trimmings combined with cornmeal and wheat flour, often buckwheat and spices. The mush is formed into a, quote, semi-solid congealed loaf
Why are you eating anything that got them type of words in the definition?
and slices of the scrapple are then pan-fried before serving. It's fucking amazing. I've had scrapple, and it is like, oh, fuck you. This can't
But
be
you
good for me.
judged me for having Rocky Mountain oysters.
Did I?
Yeah,
I thought I
bit.
asked questions because I'm
You
curious.
did, but the way you asked them was like, how gay are you about this?
Are you saying I gaslighted you about Rocky Mountain oysters?
A little bit, and now you're confessing to eating like low-grade spam?
I
I thought you grew up with money.
definitely.
Why are you eating fake food?
I
Because
definitely.
you know, rich people, they go on vacation, they eat poor people food as like fear factor.
I had a roadside sandwich.
Yeah, we ate Scuffle. So, did you have Scuffle with the poor people? They sold it out of a van.
When I asked for more, I felt like Oliver.
That's why people do. That's why they was like, "Oh my God, have you had crickets, motherfucker?" People eat crickets because they have to eat crickets, motherfucker, not because it's a delicacy. It's a delicacy.
It's a great source of protein.
It tastes like chicken. Everything tastes like chicken to white people, motherfucker.
That's true.
Have you had cockroach? It tastes like chicken. We know.
Yeah.
Have you had chicken? It's terrible.
Yeah.
That view does not represent my view. Fucking chicken is great.
I don't mind
That's
it.
James' view.
No,
James
Nah.
Pompeo used to try to give him chicken.
I don't think I've ever said anything tastes like chicken other than chicken. Like, to be
That's
completely
fair.
honest, like chicken is wonderful because it really well absorbs everything you put around it. So you can make chicken taste wonderful with spices, but you know it's chicken. Unless it's cat and you're eating fucking General Tso's chicken from $1 a scoop place.
Man, I made some homemade chicken noodle soup with shrimp and mushrooms. Man, off the motherfucking charts, man. That shit was so good.
You had me right up until shrimp.
You don't like shrimp?
I do not fuck around with saltwater fish. I don't fuck around with fish.
Take them out then. That shit was good
Shellfish,
without it.
none of that shit.
I just
man,
wanted to
that's
do
my
chicken
jam.
noodle soup, but I wanted to do because Carrie was sick, so I wanted to do that. But I wanted to do a spin on it. I always want
Man.
to try to do something.
I would,
That shit
You
man.
made like some jambalaya.
I would blow a bloody homeless dick for a fucking lobster roll, man. I fucking miss.
Did you
those-
say blow a bloody homeless dick for a lobster roll?
That's a lot for a lobster roll.
Man, what the fuck
I'll
is
go
a
get you a lobster roll.
No.
What is a lobster roll? I have to know what he's willing to suck
Okay,
a bloody
so-
homeless. No, Google it. I want a
I kn-
picture. I'm
I-
tired of looking at Scrapple.
It's Snuffle. It ain't Scrapple.
No, I'll tell you what. A good lobster roll is fucking.
bad.
If you like lobster, again, this is a prerequisite. You have to be down.
It's
But
like a lobster po' boy. It's pretty much.
Yeah.
yes, but if it's done correctly, and it depends because there's Maine lobster rolls and there's Connecticut lobster rolls. They're both fucking
Maine.
amazing. But it's literally
A Connecticut lobster roll is when you pay an extra $5 to make sure someone jizzes on it.
I feel like you should get a bell every time you turn something we say into a sex act. The lobster roll is basically a bunch of lobster meat, and the best ones, they usually take the claw meat, which is the best, most flavorful,
Sure, why
tenderest,
not? It's the
and they
jerk-off
put that
hand.
on top. And then it's basically like just cooked in butter and put onto a buttery roll.
Anything you cook in butter is going to be amazing, you retard. Why don't you just put a butter on a roll?
Because it's meat. It's meat. It's the cod.
You do the same thing with pork. When's the last time you cooked like a pork roast?
It's been a while.
Cook that motherfucker with some butter on it.
All right. All right.
Fucking
It's just more fat, which makes it taste better. That's the rule. If you add more fat to things, it tastes better.
Delicious.
Because it greases the slide. That's why. That's why.
That's why you start the best soups ever with pork fat. You just render pork fat in the bottom, and then you add your ingredients on top of that. And I don't get to do that because my partner can't eat pork.
no, with that attitude.
No, trust me, she can't eat pork. I've held the hair. Like she has an intolerance for some enzyme that exists in pork, and
There's certain things that.
You can cook for yourself too, James.
I do.
But man, it's. My old roommate used to have a problem with pork. He couldn't do it. For like pepperonis and shit, used to fuck with him. It was bad. Like,
Dude, I love pork.
I want
went
a pork
to
chop
Iowa
right now.
Right. I went to Iowa a couple weeks ago, and that's where like all the pigs come from, basically.
yeah.
Pigs, corn, and soy, baby. That's what Iowa does. And fucking, I forgot how good like fresh pork bellies are.
Oh fuck!
I had some pork belly mac and cheese that like out here would have been probably $20 worth of pork belly, and instead it was in this $10 bowl of macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Like, oh, dude.
A nicely cooked pork belly is it's fucking. There's nothing.
It's
better.
everything you want bacon to be.
Yes, yes, that is exactly right. It is like, how do I make bacon better? Oh, they already figured that out. It's this.
And you can invest in them.
Right.
You invest in pork belly futures.
Yeah. Yeah.
We lost Armstrong.
My bad. I was looking
Pork.
something.
Pork
He's
belly.
looking to see what his pork bellies were doing.
Yeah. Some of pork bellies. He's like, what?
I prefer to invest in frozen orange juice.
Rookie move.
Nothing? Okay.
Trading. Is that from Trading Places?
Yes.
Yes.
I bet you $1 whole.
Isn't it funny that even fucking back then Eddie Murphy was trying to tell us how the world worked?
Yeah.
There's a
When
rich
is
guy deciding the lives of millions of people based on a $1 bet. I'm 100% sure that that's a thing.
When's his stand-up supposed to come out?
On Netflix?
I don't fucking sure. Whatever he signed his deal with.
Yeah.
Probably got pushed back because of COVID, I'm sure, because he can't work it out like you want. Well, I guess they can have fucking private shits at their house and work out material. You ain't got to go out to the clubs. You can just have a private view in the crib.
Right, you just do like a millionaire homie tour. Be
Yeah.
like, hey Bob, I'm coming to LA, get like 10 people together.
That's pretty much what
Hey Chuck, I'm coming to Chicago, get like 20 people together.
that last thing Dave Chappelle did. That's what he was doing. He was just having people out there at that little venue doing shit and came up with that bullshit.
So he's. Wow, this is from over a year ago.
What?
He
What you
hosted
saying?
SNL, and there's a Netflix deal to arrive in 2020. That didn't happen.
Yeah, we're still waiting.
Yeah, it's September 28th, 2019. So we haven't seen shit. I'm very
Oh, now the world doesn't worry about Eddie Murphy. It's like, oh, we got real problems. Let Eddie Murphy do Eddie Murphy. At least we got that Rudy Ray Moore movie out of him. I enjoyed that.
because I Am Dolomite. I heard solid things about.
It was funny. I liked it.
I want to see.
Wesley Snipes crushed me in that movie. He was killing it. That's a Kendrick Lamar video. That has nothing to do with what we're discussing.
That's why I haven't potted it up. That's fucking weird.
Air Force Ones. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I said that.
Eddie Murphy Netflix.
Because it was a song, right?
I think so.
Isn't that like a Nelly song, maybe?
Air Force
Get to
Ones.
stomping in my Air Force Ones.
Yeah, literally no word about it since September of last year.
Yeah, and plus they gotta film it too, so they can't do no filming. So I'm assuming that's why they can't.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That's a bummer.
So April 22nd.
You know it's good to watch on you got Amazon, James?
I do.
watch Stories from the Loop and Electric Dreams. Electric Dreams is like star-studded. It got like Bryan Cranston, all the motherfuckers in that. A lot of big stars, but it was pretty good. It's kind of like a Black Mirror type thing. Both of them are.
Electric Dreams Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, that Story from the Loop. That's
Tales from the Loop.
Tales from the Loop. Yeah, it's interesting. It's about this little town. It's like a rural town, but it's like they have this underground facility where they like pretty much try to do the impossible. And it's just like a whole bunch of weird stuff that happens in this town, but they're so used to it. And like it's like weird stuff like that. There'll be like technology that's advanced, but it's like
Someone says something.
it's like done in like the 50s or some shit like that. It's weird, but it's a good show. If you ain't got nothing to watch.
What? Huh.
I do have space in my schedule because Supernatural finally ended.
Yeah.
I had to get to the end of that. It was like
I dropped off a few seasons ago. I'll get back into it now, though.
it's over.
I know, but I'll
There's a
finish it out.
finite ending. I have issues with the way they pieced the.
Did God
the
ever come
ends.
back?
What?
Did God ever come back?
What's he? Yeah, God. Yes.
He did.
Yeah, oh God.
Okay.
And in a big bad way.
Oh, okay. Like I said, I dropped out a few seasons ago.
Oh no, God came back and created quite the problem. Like the whole last season is like killing off every character and also how do we kill God? And so that's basically the last 19 episodes is killing off everybody other than Sam and Dean and then also finding a way to kill God.
Yeah.
That's 19 episodes right there.
Sam and Dean sounds like an amateur porn made in a frat house in the 80s in like Arizona.
It probably is now. Shit. Trust, there's some Sam and Dean porn
Sam
on the
and Dean
internet.
get buffed.
There's some Sam and Dean porn on the internet. I guarantee it.
Like we're just like two bros fuck each other. Is that what's going on?
Supernatural is very
So
popular.
if you've ever watched, I don't know, maybe
Dude,
just Armstrong.
okay,
and
hang on. So I have never seen an episode. However, I had to pick up an ex-girlfriend, at the time girlfriend, and her best friend from a Supernatural convention.
Oh, for sure.
It's big, dude.
Dude, huge.
It's huge, yeah.
So Michael goes deep into the like fan side of it, and apparently, if you know the characters, so Castiel, who's an angel, and Dean Winchester, apparently have like a lot of like camaraderie, and so the fandom deemed the idea that Castiel and Dean would eventually have a loving pseudo-homosexual relationship that they deemed Destiel. And they wanted to incorporate this and lobbied heavily for that to be incorporated into the final season, the idea that there is like a deeper love between these two men.
I could see that with them. They did have a weird relationship.
And however, Misha Collins, who plays Castiel, was just like, yeah, it's fine. However you want to
He's
do
gay,
this.
isn't he? In real life, ain't he?
No, he's married with 2 children.
I didn't ask you that. Says he gay.
I don't believe so.
Oh, okay.
Not that he's just not.
Not that I'm aware of at this time.
Yeah. Okay.
However, Dean Jensen Ackles allegedly was just like, nope. There is apparently like a heavy nod to that in one of the last episodes where it's just like, yeah, because I was just like, this, I'm watching it and I was like, this seems a little like out of
They made it to
character.
appease the fans.
Of course. And
Yeah.
then Michael was just like, you don't know about this? I'm like,
Those are people
no, because
that
I don't read about the shows that I watch. I watch the shows.
exactly. Don't make it hold you.
But how do you understand all of the Easter eggs if you don't know all the Easter eggs are being pointed out to you?
Yeah. Those Easter eggs are not for this guy. Or for somebody else. There are shows 100% where I will go that deep with. Mostly
what?
anime. Like I went that deep with like Bleach, definitely Dragon Ball. Like, and I haven't even scratched the surface on Dragon Ball, but I go deep enough that I can at least catch most of the Easter eggs. Avatar is another one. It has a lot of lore behind it.
The Cameron movie?
No, the animated series.
Oh, the Airbender kid?
Correct. Learn a lot from that show about balance.
Learning how to bend fire, bend earth, bend water, bend my
So you're
penis back.
familiar.
Yeah, man, I had fucking kids that watched that shit in real time. I'm familiar with Pokemon, too. It doesn't mean I'm a fan.
I never got into Pokemon. I very briefly, like maybe like 6 months, got
When
into
it first
Naruto.
started, I was in Pokemon, Digimon.
Wasn't my thing. Like there was just like something. I think sometimes it's the
Not
animation
gonna lie,
style.
I was a big Yu-Gi-Oh fan.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, I was Yu-Gi-Oh! For, like, when Yu-Gi-Oh! First started, I was fucking with Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, I didn't follow it all the way through. It took some weird turns.
Yeah.
Gundam Wing.
That's just a cheap mecha fucking ripoff, man.
I'd never liked...
Robotech. Robotech for life.
No, early Gundam, yes, but Gundam Wing, that was 49 episodes. That was a tight in and out. Like, it didn't go forever. Like, Dragon Ball went forever. Naruto's going to go forever. Bleach went like
Gundam
300.
was on for a long time, wasn't it? Gundam
Well,
started a long time ago.
Yes, it did, but they had standard
Show
Gundam.
me Gundam.
They had tons of like
Knockoffs, like, different series.
right, which were short, succinct. Gundam Wing, Gundam Mobile Suit Z.
It's way more than that. It's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
It's a ton of them. I know.
Gundam is a thing in Japan.
Yeah, it's
like
huge.
it's like an entire universe of
Yeah,
shit.
didn't that dude have a song about it? Fucking Gundam style.
No, that wasn't Gundam.
No, I thought
bad.
you had me. I thought so too.
So I thought he was just a huge anime fan. I'm like, these nerds are really into it now.
Yeah.
Basically, Gundam started Transformers.
Show me Gundam, James. Just a picture.
I never got into, like, the big mechanized anime. I just never liked robots like that.
Oh, Robotech, man. Robotech was my jam.
Or did you ever see Neon Genesis Evangelion?
I know all of them, but I never liked any of them. So whenever I seen a big robot, I'm like, nope, I don't want to watch it.
Well, the reason that Gundam Mobile Suit Wing, whatever the fuck it was, it talked about literally, and it came out in like '89.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
But it was literally 49 episodes. It basically described the warfare that now largely exists in the world today. Drone warfare. It's like war will be clean if no humans are involved. It's like, but there's collateral damage. There is social conflict. There is socioeconomic issues. They talk about all this shit way earlier than most of us fucking got into it.
What? Japan was ahead of us on something? That's crazy.
Their storytelling, anyway.
Well, I mean, Japan was developed whenever the rest of the world was still kind of eating their own shit.
Right.
So Japan, the Asians did everything for everybody else. That's where the white man got his treachery from.
From the Japanese.
Yeah.
For the Asians. Yeah.
We were over there for a really long time,
Fucking
bro.
Gundam style.
That's where they got gunpowder from to make their motherfucking weapons. They took over the world.
Mobile Suit Gundam. Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam.
Yeah, that's what
Mobile
I'm saying. It's a
Suit
bunch of
Zeta Gundam Double Z.
When's the first one?
The first one was Mobile Suit Gundam, which is 43 episodes, which is 79 to 80.
I'm a gangster.
But that's why I
43
like.
episodes. That's like the first one I watched, and it's beautiful.
Dude.
Like the story is perfect. It begins. It
Pull up
ends.
Robotech.
A lot of
I flew a beta when I RPG'd. Pull up a Robotech beta.
a lot of anime have some really deep storylines, man. That's why I like watching it. Like if you pay it, like a lot of the series, man, they're real deep, and they talk about like socio-economic issues that go on in the world just with cartoons.
Oh. All right.
So that's pretty much why I like it. I'm like, it's literally like a drama, but it's just cartoons, so they can do crazy, ridiculous shit and have these powers. And you kind of take the real. I don't like watching real life. I like watching fantasy. I live real life, so I don't want to see real life emulated on TV. That makes no sense to me. I'll go do what I want to do, but like I like watching fantasy. It has to be some fantastical element to it.
So like The Bachelor.
I ain't watching that bullshit. Man. It's just a waste of brain cells.
When
right
did
there, man.
Robotech happen? Like in the 80s, right?
That was probably like it was about around the time.
86 was the
86?
first season, or the first books. Films.
Yeah, because it was a
started-
RPG before it was a cartoon, I believe.
So books started 86. The first film was 85. Animated series 85. They tried to bring it back in the like 2000s, and it looks like it didn't take.
Yeah.
Have you
Nerds
watched?
moved on to the internet, man. They don't want to play card games anymore.
Have you, Armstrong? Have you seen Wolf's Rain?
I can't say I have.
I-
I've heard of it. I think I've.
What's that one?
With Michael's permission, I have that whole series. It's like 3 DVDs. It is the one anime that kind of got me to look at storytelling differently.
Pull it up. Let me see. I may have seen it already.
All my anime is ridiculous. You guys would be like,
Like I can't watch like the goofy ones. I may have.
They're like 4 people, but they're also wolves. But that's not really how it works. And in reality, at the end of all of it, it shows a sort of cyclical nature of being and of spirit and of like an eternal who people are. Like I don't want to spoil any of it, but it was like one of those when I first watched it, because Michael was like, "You're gonna love this." I got to the end of that and I was legit like angry. I was just like, "This didn't have an end. It just had another beginning." But in this kind of world, it's a complete story. It's like we went through one rotation. It's sort of like the Matrix, where he's like, "We've seen your kind before. We know who you are."
Yeah.
But it's like one cycle of life, and I look back on it very fondly because of how it got me to sort of shift my viewpoint on how a story can be told.
Yeah.
And what a story should be. We have a very thing. It's like there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. What if the whole story is the middle, and you don't know where the beginning or the end actually is?
I mean, they're
It's a
trying
very
to,
interesting way of looking at life in storytelling. Is just like, no, the beginning that you know isn't the actual beginning, and the end that you're seeing isn't the actual end. And they like kind of let you know that. And it's like, I'm like, you motherfuckers.
I mean, they write it with the idea of a bigger picture. A lot of times, American stuff is just this is all there is, and it's like there's a beginning, there's ending. Whereas more Asian, Japanese writing is like there's a bigger picture to the story. This is just a phase, like you say, a rotation. That's a cycle in this particular story, but the story is so much grander it can't be told.
Right. And that's what bugged me. Is like, I want to know the bigger story. And they're
See,
like,
but you know what that is?
you don't get that.
dude, imagine being a fan of Akira your whole life and
Oh,
never
God.
seeing how that
How
ends.
does that not? That bugs the shit out of me this day. Is Akira?
Did you ever read the second, when they did the end of the comics?
No, I couldn't.
Oh, if I can find them, I'll let you borrow them.
Because that one bugged the fuck out of me. The whole fucking movie, Akira, is about a guy that doesn't actually exist in the movie. And then they're like, and now we found him. Have a good night, everybody. It's been great talking to y'all. See me at Comedy Works this Friday. And you're just like,
Crazy.
yeah, wait, what?
Well, it's because
No.
they never finished the comic book, so they didn't know how to finish the movie. That was what was great about Japan back then. They're like, well, we're not going to take that liberty. This isn't our masterpiece. We're just going to animate to this point.
And you get a lot of that from the Studio Ghibli movies.
Yeah.
Like the big ones that hit in this market have that beginning, middle, and end. But there are out of the like 17 Ghibli movies, there's like a bunch where you're just like, okay, this was a cool ride, but am I in any different place at the end of this than I was at the beginning?
Doesn't matter.
And you're absolutely right. It's fucking weird as shit. You don't know. It's like, I don't know if I feel fulfilled, or it gets you thinking. I guess is be the benefit is like, okay, what was this?
Just weird enough for you to think about. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Switch something that ignites your brain to start thinking about it. But everybody want the whole story, beginning, middle, and end. They don't want to think. So, if anything makes them think, they're upset.
Like aside from early nerdcore anime stuff, like Akira, Black Magic 66, Vampire Hunter D, all that stuff. The series that I really got into was Initial D, and they just kept bringing it back and kept bringing it back.
What was that? The first thing that got you into anime, or
No,
that
the
style?
kid that GM'd my Robotech game in middle school, he was big into anime,
Okay.
and he was like, "Oh, dude, check this out," and he would just loan me VHS cassettes.
What made you watch it the first time?
It used to come on some weird channel that used to come in certain times, and I think it was like Vampire Hunter D and Ninja Scroll came on, and I started watching that. And when I say that, I never forget the scene where he was whooping dude ass on that pole in Ninja Scroll. I'm like, oh, I gotta start looking at this shit, and that's when I started watching it. But yeah.
Ninja Scroll. I'm glad you said that. Ninja Scroll was the thing that 100% got me to look at anime because like there was that fight with I guess it was like a blind guy in the trees, and I'm like, this is a different level of visual storytelling. You're not into any of it.
I'm not. Yeah, sorry. I didn't know what. I never watched any of it. That was never
Pull
my
up
jam.
Initial D. That was my shit. Show him what Initial D was. He won't care, but I'm excited.
I was just into different shit. I was like into like video games and like shit like that.
Surprise, surprise! It involves vehicles.
Well, yeah, man.
I'm trying to get a. There we go.
There was also a live action movie.
I think that's probably what this is.
No, that's a go kart.
Some goofy ass go kart shit too.
3-wheel go kart. What's going on there? I mean, I used to watch Mr. Bean as a kid. That was like my favorite show to watch.
Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
I know what it is because that dude has an epic car collection.
Oh, really?
Like he doesn't have as many cars as just the cars that he has are always amazing.
Yeah. He's an interesting.
Like he totaled a McLaren F1.
What?
Mr. Bean? Yeah, man, pull it up. You can pull up pictures of it. He totaled a McLaren F1, and then he bought another one because
The
Mr.
actor.
Bean's got Just Google Mr. Bean McLaren F1, man. It'll pull up pictures.
That guy, he was like the Charlie Chaplin of England.
Oh, that dude, he is huge.
Yeah.
Huge over there, man. Huge. I know who the nigga is, so.
I don't even like British TV with the exception of the
Top Gear guys.
yeah.
British TV, I've seen some pretty good shows come out of.
Yeah.
They got some good like mystery shows, suspense, and shit like that.
But they don't really let shows last that long. Like the longest they go is like 6 seasons, and then they're done.
Shows don't
if
last
that.
on it.
Yeah, if
long.
that. That's like best case scenario.
Shows don't last like that over here. They used to, but not
I'm
anymore.
just Simpsons, Family Guy, all those shows.
That's what I'm saying. Those shows started long ago.
Yeah.
It
Well,
showed
But
last
but
few years.
look at The Office. So the American Office was 100% based off of the UK Office in that Ricky Gervais was an executive producer on the American Office, right?
Yeah.
The UK Office was 23 episodes, and 2 of those were Christmas special. It was like in and out. The US version was 130 episodes.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, like, and we do that with. There's a ton of U.S. shows that we just say, be like, yeah, okay, we'll do this, and we'll just beat it into the ground.
To the ground, yeah. To the,
They,
can't do
we don't
anymore.
understand the idea. Like, Sherlock is a great example. They released over the course of 4 years, they released like 12 episodes. Every episode was an hour and a half long. It was a movie into itself, but it was well done. Had a thread that ran through 3 episodes, and then done, and go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
The only long form thing Brits have is Doctor Who.
Yeah, and that's like 50 seasons long.
Top Gear.
But it changes all the time.
Yeah, because Top Gear is still going. But as far as like fiction writing, like non.
I thought that's all they had was Top Gear and Doctor Who.
Well, and what's
Apparently,
funny,
it's all baking shows because Netflix thinks I want to watch all of them.
a Great British Baking Show. That's the
All
one.
of the Great British
export.
Bake Off, Great British Fuck Yourself Barbecue, Great British
Wait, the
Haggis
Brits
and
can't
chips, like-
barbecue. They definitely can't barbecue. I mean, can we all agree on this? They
I
definitely
mean-
can't.
I've never been, James. I'm sorry. You're going to have to forgive my poor upbringing.
No, that's an American.
I'm not as worldly traveled. You can't say that's an American thing. Mongolian barbecue is ape shit good, and I guarantee they were doing it before we were.
Probably. But the
Mongolia.
Brits don't barbecue.
I have no clue what the Brits do. The Brits do whatever
It's just like
fucking...
we can't pickle fish like they do in Scandinavia. We
Yeah.
accept this. We take the knee on that. If I want pickled herring,
I had blood sausage one time at the
Dude,
inn.
you can
It
get
was nasty,
Scandinavian
yeah.
pickled fish, but you have to go to like fucking Minnesota to get it. You have to go to like deep into Wisconsin. You have to go where the Swedes go to get fat, son.
That's true. That is that part of the country.
It's home. It's where my people is.
I lost all trains of thought
That's okay.
somewhere during that. But it's okay because we're near the end.
Near the end of what? The end of the world?
Yes.
Probably.
The end of civilization?
Also
no,
that,
no.
yes.
Man.
Man,
Oh, the
if
world-
the world ends and I got to bitch slap someone over a mask, I'm going to be really pissed.
The world already ended, man. This is a new world right here. It's a new world.
Sadly, it's looking that way. Like,
I-
honestly,
why is it
I'm
sadly?
depressed.
Why are you depressed? This is what you wanted. You got you were done with the old world. Nobody liked it. Everybody complained
Yeah, but
about it.
I hate where we're going more.
Well, who is we? Where are you going?
Where
I know
where,
where I'm going. I like where I'm going. Why you don't like where you going?
Yeah, but you're going like where you are.
Where are you going?
Wait. Where are you going?
Where you going? Where are you going?
What's going on?
Why is it such a bad place? Where are you going?
Hold on.
I'm just asking. Till you answer the question that you
Pot
presented.
your shit down.
I'm just asking you to answer the question. You keep stuttering. Keep on.
Let the man finish the question.
I don't. I see where this country's going, and I'm not happy about it. And I just sort of like, hey, cool. Maybe we all bring up arms and kill each other. Let's tear this fucker to the ground.
Why do you assume that that's how the world's going to, that's what's going to happen?
The world ending is not like, okay, the fucking core of the earth exploded. If the entire way of life measurably changes in a dramatic way, that is the same. That's your world changing.
And you think Biden getting elected potentially is...
No, it has absolutely nothing to do with that.
Then
I
what
don't
is
give
it?
a fuck about any presidential candidate.
Fair.
It's how I've watched my fellow humans react to a global pandemic. It's how they've reacted. I don't give a fuck what people have told me to do or told anybody to do. It's how we all reacted to it. And
No,
I don't
the
think
w-
we reacted with grace.
No.
Fair.
Yeah, that is.
May I interject?
By all means.
I think the whole world that was paying attention learned how the rest of the world is going to react to something. Because, like it's been brought up before, I have friends, older friends, mind you, relatives, whatever, that pretty much don't leave the house anymore. Their food gets delivered, their
Yep.
pet food gets delivered. Like,
Agreed.
my mom only leaves my house to go outside and check the mail. Like, once every other week, she'll go wash her car and maybe go pick up prescriptions. And that's it, man. She works from home. She churches from home.
I've seen a tremendous shift in the last year, and I'm not interpreting that. I've just seen a lot of shit in the way that people handle stuff that I do and don't agree with, and it's a very interesting time to look at it, and is just the entirety of society changing the end of the world. And I submit that it is. Because it's the end of the world and the end of a society that we've known. And our world is only as big as we make it. And we've watched it change measurably. And it's fascinating. It's depressing. At times like amazing. You're just like, wow, like people are still capable of great things, but I don't see a lot of great things out of humanity right now in a macro sense.
Okay, so here's my follow-up question. Why does that affect the way you feel about your future?
Because I have to interact with whatever it is that the world
For
that is
sure.
around me.
But I feel
don't
no
have- I
dread
don't-
about my future.
I don't either, personally.
But you told me you were scared.
No, I didn't say I was scared. I said I'm looking at it and understanding so much more the people that are like outside my sphere of influence. And in reality, I've learned a lot about the people that are in my sphere of influence. In a like people that I interact with every day, that a single word that I say might actually change them, just like a word from them might change me. The four of us, for instance.
There's not one word you can say that would change me ever.
It's not like I could just.
Cowabunga.
No,
That,
that's the one.
that's
I tried.
a myopic way of looking at it. It's just sort of like there are times where you interact with a human where they say something, one word different than somebody else has said it to you, and then you're like, huh, I think about that differently.
Yeah.
That still changes you. Doesn't mean you change your mind, become a different person, and be like, oh, I think about this differently.
I like how you
That's
James, you always present your case to where you're never wrong. You're like
Nobody's
kinda-
ever wrong.
dude, but you never say anything. You make these cases and you put yourself in the middle to where it's like you're not yes, you're not no, you're just kind of maybe. You do it every
Shouldn't
time.
you always be maybe?
No, you need
No,
to have
man.
a perspective, a point.
Why? Why am I not here to listen to all things that are given to me and
that has
determine
nothing-
everything?
that has-
I don't need. why
listen to
would-
everything, but you have to make a motherfucking decision
Why?
on what you believe.
Why?
Because you don't go anywhere if you don't make a decision. You stay right at the motherfucking zero. You go nowhere if you don't make a decision. You make decisions to move along and progress. If you're just in this constant state of everything's okay, then nothing's okay.
No, if I, as Confucius say, if I recognize that I am ignorant, then I will become wise. I can't be so married to any idea that I don't listen to anybody else around me.
No one's
You have-
saying that you have to. Hang on. I understand what you're getting at. Let me work this out, all right? I understand what you're saying. And it is wise to learn. It is wise to accept new input as it comes along. But you should already have a core base of, like, whatever that you stand on. Like, this is what I believe.
Oh, I do, and especially
Hang
the
on,
two
hang
of you
on.
fucking kick me in the dick every time I try to say anything.
Because anytime we call it out to question you on it, you don't give us a solid answer. It's rare that you give us a solid answer. A lot of times you just beat around some theology for a while until you explain that you don't know.
No, it's mostly because you tell me the Earth is flat, and you tried to explain to you how gravity exists, and you completely say, "Go fuck yourself." I'm an idiot. So why am I gonna try to argue with somebody that's not willing to listen to me?
No,
I'm gonna
but that's-
shut up and go the fuck away.
That's
Seriously,
fair, but that's not
it's
what
a
I'm
waste of
arguing
my
at this
time
moment.
to explain to you how
Boy,
gravity
you got some
exists.
defense mechanisms in you. You see this motherfucker?
Yeah, man.
It's a
Jesus Christ.
waste. There are so many examples. I'll bring in a whiteboard next week and explain to you in fucking the stupidest terms imaginable. And you'll be like, yeah, but, so why did I bother? You're just going to be
But
like,
that's
yes,
just
but that
me.
doesn't
But
explain.
hang on, James,
okay, I'll
hang
go
on.
further.
That's me doing a character to create interesting
So
drama.
what if you developed
I am
me
now
into
asking you a legitimate question.
Yes, so-
Apparently, I've been a bad person. I
So
feel
I
sorry,
I don't
James.
get to play a character either, only you?
I have no clue what you're doing right now, James. I feel like I've upset you. Is this a character or is this you being mad?
It's always a character in this room.
You're hard to
If
read
any,
sometimes,
and
James.
if any of us are real people in this room, we're all doing it wrong.
I'm me all the time.
You're definitely not, because I know you love butt stuff.
How do you? What the fuck is you talking about, man? What do you be?
That took a hard turn.
No. Shut the fuck up. Let me tell you what we doing. He deflected.
That's what I've been doing the whole time.
He doesn't have an answer for Bear's question, so we done came all back around to me liking butt stuff. He's deflecting. So change the subject. He doesn't want to talk about it.
We can change the
the
subject
subject.
back to the fact that we were about to punch out and things went off the rails for
You're right.
subsequent
You're
8
right.
minutes.
You're right. Good.
So I'm
Oh
not.
no, the internet gets a little more content this week.
I don't. I just like stuff. I mean, but you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm
Butt
saying.
stuff, vag stuff,
Vag
boob
stuff is-
stuff,
yeah.
mouth stuff.
Without saying anything specific, are we looking at still at a special guest in 2 weeks?
Yeah,
Okay. So look forward to that.
Ooh, this be fun.
there might be butt stuff.
Yeah.